What's up? What's up, y'all? This is Jordan Martin with Martin Investment Group, Martin Stock Club. About to go ahead and look at some tickers we're going to trade tomorrow, which is December 8th, 2022. Let's go ahead and get right to the chart so you see what I'm looking at and why. First up, MasterCard. Nice setup we're looking at on the daily. Starting off with this hammer candle, bouncing out the demand. We see the previous bounces 1, 2, 3. Let's take it down to a 2-hour real quick. All right, so you see it a lot clearer. And you can see why I'm looking at trading it back up to retest 350. And then we can break and hold above 350, going up a little further. And we do have a gap that we can fill right here as well. All right. Switch it back over to the daily real quick so you can see that gap. So we got a gap to fill at 356. Remember, 100% of gaps do not get filled. Not all gaps get filled, but most of them do. All right. And that's a good target for a move back up if we continue bullish until the rest of the week. I'm looking at MasterCard making a new high is going to be the first thing I'm looking at, 347.85. And we're just going 10 cents out, 347.95. Give me a break and close below. I'm always going to come back after I set these alerts in these levels so I can make sure that price is still moving in that direction, not that it hits a level, bounces right back off. I want to see it close, and we don't see us continue moving up. Walmart, right, had a cup and handle, broke out, shot up, pulled back down. We had this gap below, right? And we're still headed back down, like I've shown in the previous watch list, back down here. We had some price sitting and collecting right here. I want to trade the bounce up, but I think this was on my watch list this morning where we got this bounce back to 150, 151. And now we're looking like we're going to go ahead and head back down to 147 and close this gap here. All right. That's the beautiful thing about the gap. So we can look for the gap close on Walmart. Hopefully it doesn't just gap down at open and close that gap. If it does, then we can look on trading that gap to get filled back up. But in the case that it doesn't, then I'm gonna set a trigger below the low of Walmart's low from the day, which was 148.82. We're gonna go 148. Let's just keep up 10 cents, 72. Again, just to make sure that I'm aware Walmart's moving down, breaking lows, and that's also breaking past this low, which was 148.77, not to get stopped up at 148.75, because that could be a bounce level. And again, waiting for a close below it on the 5-minute. And then I'm going to look at targeting it down to the gap, which is sitting at a clean 148. And you see that in the top left. Walmart closed at 148 on the 17th. QQQ got us a little doji as support. All right, we see the previous bounces here. Now we've done dojied out. This can go either way. Again, we have a lot of setups that have huge gaps below. So there's a lot of room to the downside in the coming weeks. We saw that we double topped up here. All right, so taking it two ways. I'm looking at it either up or down. All right, on the downside, we're going to come down, test 276 before testing 273.75, and then potentially going towards the gap. Otherwise, we bounce back up and work our way back up in this candle to move back towards 287. So I'm going to set an alert for the high and a new low. High was 282.57. I'm going to go 282.75. That'll be something I might just enter as soon as it triggers, because most likely it would have already closed on that on the 5-minute. And then on the downside, 278.78. Go 278.75. That one won't be an immediate trigger. We'll still come and look at that and probably look at the pre-market levels. Make sure we're taking out pre-market lows as well. Microsoft has been coming down, just working its way through the price action of this huge candle we saw on November 30th. So it's a good chance we're going to go ahead and see that finish out if we don't make a bounce back up. So Microsoft break of the low, 242.20, 242, let's just do 15, trigger it, come back and look at it, and then ride it on out to 240.40 or about 240.50. And then target, we got an inverted hammer. Looking at it, still finished green, but ultimately I'm looking at the full flip to continue back down. This one could really go either way too. it's feeling kind of bullish to me, because we see that we previously shot up off of the level here, 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 and now we're here again, right? So we know this is a level where we bounce. That's why I want to go bullish, but I also know that we can break it, start working our way back down, and that's why I'm kind of leaning bearish. So since I'm feeling double-sided, I'm gonna set 2 alerts. Low is 153.39. I'm gonna set an alert for 153.25, 23. I wanted to break below that 25, and of course close below it. And then moving up, look at a break of high 155.69. So I'm gonna go 155.80 to get past that 75. That'll be a first entry. And then I really want to see it take out the high from the 6th. And if we could take out that high and close above that on about a 5-minute, I'll be comfortable with it. Swing trade, I want to see it probably close above that on the 1 hour. And then looking to just see if there's any news for the weekend that might cause some shifts. But ultimately, if we can get a close above this high, then we can start moving back up towards about 160, right? Test this high over here before we move back up and test that candles open right there. So that's the watch list I'm looking at for December 8th. Y'all got any questions? Feel free to hit me up in the Discord. Links in the description. Y'all go make some